your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio. PHLV Radio.
On the Dot is presented by Benjamina Mia Casino. Licensed real estate professional since 2008. License number S01669991 LLC. Heading to Las Vegas? Thinking of buying, selling, or investing in real estate? From City View Lofts, high-rises, lakefront villas, mountain view homes, and all types of residential properties Vegas has to offer. Follow Mia to the road of your dreams to home ownership. Call 702-281-9063 or visit www.benjaminamiacasino.com. Mia is also on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. With Mia Casino, you can be sure you get real estate with integrity. It's lunch hour in Vegas, and we're on the dot with Dot and Mia here on PHLV Radio.
Hello. How are you, everyone? Guess what the show is? It's on the dot, and we are not on the dot at 12. We are on the dot at 12:12. Welcome, everyone. My name is Dorothy Tom. You can call me Miss Dot. And my partner is Mia.
I always get thrown off by that pause. Hello, everyone. It's Wednesday, and we are not on the dot. No, we're on the dot.
We're on the dot precisely. You know, like what Gandalf said. A wizard. This is not the exact phrase. Maybe our guest here can correct me later. A wizard comes precisely when he wants to come. He's supposed to come. So here we are. We're supposed to be here at 12:12. So welcome to the show. It's September 15th. September
it's payday.
15th. Payday where?
In the Philippines.
Oh, okay. I don't get paid. I have no idea what that means here.
15th and the 30th for the Philippines. Right?
Okay.
Is it still that? Is it still like that in the Philippines?
It used to be like that for me.
For the employed.
So every trick in the book, right, Mia?
Yes. And for today, it's Woods and Books.
Okay.
Woods and Books. So what is Woods and Books? I went to their websites.
Yeah.
It's very, very uplifting and
very uplifting. I
yes.
can't. Maybe you want to adjust your mic. Yeah.
Hello.
There you go.
Can you hear me now?
I want to hear your bedroom voice, Mia. Yes. Bedroom voice at 12 noon. Okay. I'm wearing the Woods and Books shirt. Oh, look at that.
Oh, yes. I was looking at it at the website. How do you get those?
She sent me one.
Ahem. No, I'll order.
Okay, sige.
Ano ba yan?
Let's see.
Fundraising. Yeah, I'll
Let's
order.
see what
I was looking at it and I wanted to share kung if Kuya Yo can put it on the screen, the pictures. But what is Woods and Books? Mm-hmm. Woods and Books is a premier Ilonggo organization that safeguards and promotes and develops develops Ilonggo children's physical, social, cultural, intellectual, and spiritual development. Yan. Sinashare na ni Kuya Yo ang pictures.
You can, yes. For those in the Facebook Live,
yes,
you will be able to see that. And also those looking at this, watching this later on YouTube, you will see photos of Woods and Books from the website.
So what they do is they collect used books, pwede ring bago.
Yes.
And they distribute it to rural lang ano. Specifically in Iloilo.
We'll check with her later.
With her guest. And its mission is to design, develop, and maintain an appropriate green space in Iloilo City, which is in the Philippines, that will accommodate a natural playscape and a free multipurpose library, nestled in a green space where children are provided that opportunity for natural unstructured play will be a library designed as a Montessori environment. Montessori teacher ka before na that.
Yes.
Gathering used books to spread back to a learning environment in the Philippines. Our guest, Miss Rhodora Doray Espinosa.
Hi, Doray.
Hi, Miss Doray.
How do your how do your students call you?
They call me Miss Dry.
Miss Dry.
Dry.
It's hard for them to roll their R's, you know. So when pag tayo, we say Doray.
Doray.
For them, for Americans, it's hard for them to roll it. So I just say, you know, wet and dry. I'm the part.
You're
So
the
it's-
dry part.
Miss
So
Dry.
then it's easy for them to remember. So I'm Miss Dry.
Okay, not Doray.
Now, sometimes my parents call me that because when they look at the spelling of my name, it looks like it's Dore.
Doray.
So I hear that. And
Or
I just say,
Dora.
so just go dry.
Okay, so Miss Dry. I
Yeah.
heard a coach once said, when people ask you, how are you? The answer, she said, she recommended an answer, especially for us, women of a certain age. She said, this is how you answer. I'm moist. Or I'm juicy. So that's
And I'm the total opposite of that because
you're Doray. Okay, so anyway, Doray, Miss Doray or Rhodora, she's my professor in UP Visayas. A long time ago when she was you were a fresh graduate, right, when you started teaching, and we became friends, and we even worked together for a radio program. It's called Wavelength Productions, and that was with RJ. But anyway, tell us about yourself a little bit, Miss Doray.
Oh, okay.
A little
Well, well, you started. I'm gonna start from that part. So, I never really thought I'd stay in teaching. I thought it would be a temporary stop. So that was the first job that was offered to me by the school that I was in high school. And then when I came home from Diliman, I thought, okay, I'll just take this 1 year job. But I realized I liked it. And so I've been off and on teaching for, close to 40 years now.
Wow.
It's so bad because now I reveal how mature I am.
Oh, it's
you know?
beautiful. Beautiful to reveal that we are 83 years old and we're still alive, Isn't that a blessing?
That is true. And I'm still liking what I do. So after about 10 or so years at UP Visayas teaching communication, broadcasting, and journalism, I moved to Japan to teach English for 5 years. There I realized that I actually like teaching kids. Kids have no fear in one sense, It doesn't faze them to learn something new and use it incorrectly, but they learn from that. Adults have a lot more baggage.
Yes.
It's harder to teach them things when their heads and hearts are already full of stuff that they want to cling onto. But children are very open. So that's when I thought I would shift to teaching children, which I swore I would never do because I thought I wasn't a child sort of person. And then when we moved to the U.S., because my husband's parents had failing health, so we came here and we took the credential, went back to school again. And then I stumbled upon Montessori. I taught in a Waldorf school for a while, but although I loved their focus on art and other things about Waldorf and nature, I was feeling like it wasn't a fit. And then I literally stumbled upon California Montessori Project because it's hidden. It doesn't face the street. And I thought, well, why don't I try my luck? And I've been here. This is my 14th year. So I've had a lot of how would I call that? Transfiguration or transformation or mutation
Wow.
as a teacher. And along the way, I did other things besides teaching to inform my teaching. So that's why Dot and I were in a radio station. Actually, first we bought airtime in one FM station, and then we actually worked together in a rock and roll station.
Yes.
And I dabbled in journalism for a while and wrote some teacher books, but they all made me to who I am right now, teaching kindergarten. Yes, because I really think that's where it all starts. And if you have a good foundation, then you just build from there.
Yeah. What's that book by Robert Fulghum?
Everything I learned in kindergarten.
Yes, everything I learned in kindergarten. And we have the same background, right, Montessori, but you are more official than I am in terms of credentials. But in terms of parenting in the Waldorf school, oh my God, that was great. Yeah, first-hand experience. So Doray, Dry.
Sometimes, I had to carry my original name, and it's Ma, period, Fe. I'm named after my grandma. And then Rhodora, named after that poem. But our American friends don't know how to pronounce it. So I'm either Maeve.
Maeve? Maria
Yeah.
Fe. Maria
So
Fe.
sometimes I'm Ma. So I'm like, I respond to anything right now. Very close to my name, that's fine.
Okay. Well, how do you call yourself?
I'm Doray.
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 Okay.
So I know who my original old friends are because I hear the name and I know
Doray.
who
Yeah.
they're back from with.
Yes. Mia has a question for you. She asked about it earlier before the before you came on. I think it was about
The shirt?
the shirt.
Yeah, how to
Yes.
get the shirt.
the shirt that
Yes.
I'm wearing.
Dot is one of our, Woods and Books is an all volunteer nonprofit. And we volunteer our time and our services and our talent and sometimes our family money. But that's what it is because we love what we do. So Woods and Books was our first incarnation, so to speak, as a commercial product, but we didn't even sell it. We gave it to people who
Volunteered.
actually gave their time and talent, and that's why Dot has one. And then that particular design was also for free by the sister of another volunteer, Rosario Rods, was also my former student, and she's also one of our volunteers. And her sister is a wonderful graphic designer.
Yeah, I like the shirt. Yes.
Very
That
nice, yeah.
national career, and she made that design. She also designed our website and our logos. So those Woods and Books design, and we have several. We have a very, kind of like just a logo one for when we go unofficial business, but that one we give to our volunteers. I do. I'm going to take a look, Miss Mia, if I still have one, and I'll send it to you or Dot.
Oh, great,
Oh, that's so
great.
sweet. That's so sweet of you, Dry.
Right.
So,
And
yes.
so tell me, maybe Dot can email me your size, and I'm going to look in our little baul.
Oh,
which is
sure. Would contributing books considered would that be considered volunteering?
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
then I would be contributing books. then,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. All right. So, yes, go ahead, Dry.
I know, and Dot, would you mind being our point person there?
I don't mind at all. Don't mind at all. In fact, for those of you who are listening, years ago,
Yeah,
when I started, when I joined the UP Alumni Association in America, in Nevada, and one of our guests here, si Tita Esther,
Yeah,
Esther
I
Reyes, she
remember.
donated, she's a retired school teacher, so she donated like one whole LBC box, two LBC boxes of children's books, and they all went to Woods and Books in Iloilo. We shipped them there, and so that's why Yupaan is one of the donors of
Right.
Woods and Books through the organization. So we still welcome these books. And where do they go, Doray? Would you like to tell our friends where they go?
We wanted to focus on just storybooks because there are, I mean, we're not the only organization or individuals that actually do the same thing. They collect books here or from other parts of the globe, and then they send home to the Philippines because there's a dearth of good books. But we like to focus on storybooks because, and we've actually expanded to textbooks in one sense because first we just thought we will just give storybooks to little ones, you know, young learners, because we believe that a good storybook, especially if it has wonderful illustrations or pictures, will tell the story. In fact, I saw a video of one of our volunteers. So they went up the mountains and gave a storybook, and this little one was reading the book in her language, which was Karaya, and making a story out of the pictures. And she was just, you know, creating her own story. So I thought that is something that storybooks can do and textbooks cannot do.
Correct. That's so
To,
true.
you know, fire up the imagination of a young child. And in many parts of the rural areas, they have not even seen storybooks.
Oh, true.
That's
You know?
good. Yeah.
Textbooks. And if there is a storybook, by the time they get to it, it's really so worn and well used. So we have already thought we would concentrate in schools, so maybe daycare centers, you know, or alternative learning centers. But we've gone to hospitals where children are sick, and we distribute books and art materials to cancer centers for children, to prisons.
Wow.
Yes, because we also started collecting magazines because
Oh
the
my goodness.
what is the there's a civic organization, not the Rotarians, but it's a J. It begins with a J.
JC's.
Yeah, the
Yes.
young Daisies, Ilang-Ilang in Iloilo. They also go to a house for abused children. We also gave that. So we kind of have spread ourselves into different areas just to give this book. So now our motto is whoever asks for them,
Oh,
and if
okay.
we go ahead and give them. So right now we have friends who, like the Iloilo Mountaineering Club, when they go up the mountains, they ask us if we have some books, and off we go. So
There you
Iloilo-
go.
Yes. And then, and this is the cancer center. These are doctors who received our books. And so when they go to that particular clinic, they can give children books to read. And we believe in books because they can be there for us. We don't have to be there to teach them anything. The children can do with it what they want. We don't really care in one sense. You can tear off the pictures. We don't care. You can put it on the wall. We don't care.
Right.
Books give a lot to children, and it doesn't really mean that we want them to really read them or understand them, especially since they're English. But the thought that there is a thing called a book,
Uh-huh.
that tells a story, is enough for us.
Oh, wow. That's the books,
Yeah.
the books aspect of Woods and Books.
Yeah.
So that's a lot. I have not been in contact with the website for a while, like a year since I concentrated in the UP stuff here. So I'd like to know a little bit more about the Woods part of this after our break. We're going to
Okay.
take a short break, and maybe if you feel like reading a portion. I know you're in school right now. Maybe if you have a little storybook there that you can read online, that's perfectly okay with me. If not, that's also okay. So we'll take a short break. We'll be back and listen to the Woods part of Woods and Books. Right? Yay. Okay, don't go away, people, friends.
Heading to Las Vegas? Thinking of buying, selling, or investing in real estate? From city view lofts, high rises, lakefront villas, mountain view homes, and all types of residential properties Vegas has to offer. Follow Mia to the road of your dreams to home ownership. Call 702-281-9063 or visit www.benjaminamiacasino.com. Mia is also on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. With Mia Casino, you can be sure you get real estate with integrity.
Back to On the Dot. We're talking about every trick in the book. That's our theme for September. And for this episode, it is Woods and Books. Right, Mia?
Yes.
And this program, On the Dot, is brought to you in cooperation with the University of the Philippines Alumni Association in Nevada. And we're going to have a grand reunion on October 22nd to 24th. This will be online. It means it's virtual, and we're calling all UP alumni all over the globe. And you're listening to PHLV right now. I know you are. People from all over the globe. Register at UPAAGRC2021.vfairs.com. That's UPAAGRC2021.vfairs.com. It's only $30. But if you want to sponsor us, like PHLV is our sponsor. Yay! Applause, Kuya Yo. Applause. PHLV is our partner. Is a very good friend of the University of the Philippines all over America. Thank you, Kuya Yo.
Happy birthday, Kuya Yo!
Happy birthday!
Woo! Happy na birthday pa!
Yay! So,
asan yung heart mo? Dala mo?
Oh, I did not bring my heart. Oh, so sorry about that. So, we have our guest. Mia, can you remind our friends who our guest is again?
It's Miss Dry Espinosa.
Yay, here she is. We're talking about Woods and Books.
Si Miss Dry.
Okay. So, Doray, tell us a little bit about Woods. The Woods part.
Okay. Well, ideally, our dream is that we can have a little corner in Iloilo City, which is fast becoming so urbanized now. And somehow we equate progress with, commercial centers coming up or real estate subdivisions coming up. But we are losing a lot of our green areas in Iloilo. And we wanted to have this green area that would be sacred for children, so they can come and play. When I was growing up, I would go to the plaza to play. But our plazas have increasingly become also commercial areas. You have ukay-ukay.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And they are not really seen as a place for relaxation or recreation, especially for little ones. The playgrounds had all rusty play structures, or sometimes just bare earth. And so during one of our launching, actually, I talked about our vision. And then one of our special guests at that time was the vice mayor of the city. And so when he became interim mayor, he actually decided to put up playgrounds in all of the plazas in Iloilo City. And I was thinking that he had shared our vision of making some green space and play space for children. So this woods part is that I envision a place that has woods and local herbs and local fruits
Nice.
and nestled in there is a library.
Oh, look at that. Where is this one? This photo that we're looking at.
In so
Guimaras.
we thought we will just stay in Iloilo, right? But we
Okay.
have people wanting. Guimaras is another province of Iloilo. It's an island on its own, and then they are preparing for school. So there's always the Department of Education has a come to school, senior school area. So that's what they were doing, and they asked for some books from us.
Okay.
What makes my dream library different is that it will contain not only books, but it will contain what we call in Montessori pedagogical materials, materials that teach children not just literacy or math or language, but teach them to focus and concentrate. And then these are skills, the top two skills that adults need to focus on the moment and to concentrate, to absorb what's happening right now. And if you've ever been in a Montessori classroom or a Montessori student or a Montessori teacher or parent, you will know the minute your child actually has focus and concentration because that
yeah.
is absorbed
Yes.
in.
True. Mia's children went to a Montessori school
Yes,
here
yes.
in LA, I think.
In Los Angeles, correct.
How was it for you, Mia?
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, I actually wasn't aware of the Montessori program until I went here, until my daughter went to Montessori program. So, yeah, I believe in the program.
That's
and,
amazing.
And I wanted to share also, you know how I would put the music into each episode, Dot? It was, this episode was the hardest one that I couldn't put in the music to the episode. But I couldn't, you know how I would put it together when I send it? I couldn't match the song to the episode until last night.
Oh my God.
And then
I'm about to tear up. Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead. I'm
And
about
then-
to cry.
yeah, and then I couldn't
Find the
so-
proper
yeah,
one.
and then the Colors of the Wind just popped up.
Perfect.
It kept popping up, and then I realized that was the song that my daughter won
Oh,
in the very first.
she sang. She joined a contest.
She joined a talent show,
A
the
talent
very
show.
first talent show in middle school, and she danced and sang to it.
The Colors of the Wind.
Colors of the Wind.
Oh.
And it was about recycling and about not cutting down.
trees.
trees.
Oh,
So awesome. I don't
and-
think it's an accident. I
No,
think it's
and she went to Montessori in kindergarten.
oh, there you
And
go.
she introduced me to Montessori program.
yeah. So
Yeah.
please thank your daughter for us.
Yes, and she's in
Yes.
Disney now.
She's working in Disney.
She's
yes,
working in. She's a
yeah.
scholar in Disney. Yeah. And she's
Wow.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
You see that there's that underlying thread that ties us all.
Yes, it's a synchronicity,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. See, I'm wiping the tears off my eye. Okay.
Yeah.
In a very dignified
Oh,
way.
yes.
Kunyari. Okay. Yes, Doray.
Thank you for sharing that story, Mia.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really very moving.
It is.
But I
yes.
think that is the power of what we do in Montessori. It has such a way of drawing people in, children in, and adults as well, and holding them holding them. So this is why I want to share. If we ever get that library, the hardest part is not funding the library because I know we can go fund. The hardest part is finding land Nobody wants to give up land now in
Right.
Iloilo because it's just so expensive. But I'm not giving up hope.
What are
But
your
some
parameters for this land? Let's say, let's put it out in the universe. Where is the location?
it should be in a place accessible to children, which means they can take a jeepney,
Uh-huh.
or there's a community around it. And by community, I don't mean just the rich community, but they can walk to it. And we were thinking originally it was just a 1 hectare land where we can nestle our library in there and woods around it. So we're looking at just a playscape so they can play in the green.
Oh my God.
We are already on standby. We have our own volunteer architect, also from UP Diliman. We have our own volunteer engineer, who's my brother, and used to be the chancellor of UPB, because I want
Oh
him
yeah.
to.
Uh-huh.
I want him to actually use sustainable energy, green technology.
Nice.
Yeah, to keep our build, because most of the books in the Philippines rot easily because it's very humid. So, and I don't want a library that's just a box and you have electric fans going on, because they see that everywhere. A library is a library that takes care of its books and the people who go there.
Oh,
And if you
yeah.
put Montessori materials in there, they're very expensive. Two, they're usually made of wood. And so if you have humidity, that will really destroy the materials. They warp. And because we're an island city, so to speak, the sea air also destroys it. So I've been on the back of my brother to say, once we have land, I want you to find a way. And they said, okay, we link with UP Engineering. He's an engineering graduate as well.
Uh-huh.
Get it sustainable, so that then we can maintain the temperature in that area, and whatever energy we have is clean and green.
Clean
So,
and green. Yes.
that's the woods part. That's very hard to do right now,
It looks
but
like it. Yeah.
I'm not giving up on it. And
No.
other people say, why don't you just get a little stall in the mall? And like, no,
No.
library is not. And other people have actually offered their land elsewhere, like in Rojas or in Guimaras or in the outskirts of Iloilo. And I'm like, no, I love you are believing in this idea, but I really would love to start in Iloilo, because
city-
the city of almost, I think it's close to 1 million now. It's bigger than the city I live in now, Elk Grove. But there is not one children's library or even
Oh,
a very
yeah.
good library. There isn't.
No.
Where you go in for free. And how is that possible? In Elk Grove, we have 200,000 residents. We have 3 libraries, So I'm talking like a nerd now.
Go ahead, like, especially this month's focus on every trick in the book. So we're just talking about books, and whether it's travel books and publishing magazines, or the focus is on children's books, for example. So we grew up on books, right, Mia, right? And for us, for example, UP, the alumni, we love giving back to not just to our university, but to our hometown, our homeland, whether it's through what's this, Gawad Kalinga community villages. We do that. We give back. And so this dream of yours, Doray, that we are now a part of, because we, any experience that comes into your life is meant for you at that particular moment. So we are so excited to have this. Would you like to donate, Kuya Yo and Mia?
Yes.
You want to donate? A piece of land in Iloilo.
I think it's just it's energy. Okay, so energy spreads, and
Yes.
you can't contain it. And so right now, we are already established in our, okay, we send books, we do books, people get to know, come over and ask us, and we can't say no, you know, and so now I'm focusing my energies on somebody, please give us that land so we can start building that library, because it's like the Field of Dreams. I don't know if you've seen it. Yeah, if you build
it,
it,
and it will
they
come.
will come.
Yeah.
And I truly, truly believe that. But Iloilo is such a very conservative and at the same time commercial place where if it's not making money, then it's not worth it. It's kind of something. That's the kind of mental set that people have. That what will you do with a library? Everybody's doing computers now, and I'd like to prove everyone false with that. The library is a magnificent thing.
It
And
is.
It's not dead.
yeah, if you've ever been to a Smithsonian,
Oh, yes.
you would know that a library is a magnificent thing and that we should have one, especially for children. Oh, see, I just get so passionate about
I know,
it.
I know. That's what we all need. Some passion, you know. Like it fires up everyone as well who is listening. As a matter of fact, there's Anna, your classmate. Anna is listening. Anna Kimpo and Tita Esther.
Hi, thank you,
yes,
Tita Esther.
Tita Esther. Yes, she's one great storyteller as well. So Mia, you have anything?
No, I was gonna say this is a start also that we're broadcasting. It creates awareness for people. So, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So if they have books, they can just send the books to me.
Yes.
Like what I've been doing, like a long time ago. For a long, yeah. There you go. Those books.
And usually it's kind of weird, wacky, but wonderful. Like if there's a need and we say, oh, we don't have books, and then they just magically appear.
Yes.
Or we have books and we're thinking, oh, we don't have anybody to give it to, and they also magically appear in one sense. So it's been kind of a very organic thing because nobody is really like focused on Woods and Books 24, 24/7, and they get paid. No, it's just pure volunteer and love for it. And of course, I just herd my family into it, and they can't say no to
No.
no, but
Family and friends.
right. Well, it actually stemmed from a long time ago. I had my little nephews and nieces on Christmas Day. We would I would buy toys the day before, and then on Christmas Day we would go drive around Iloilo looking for children who were working on Christmas Day, and we would give toys to them. Then we give toys, and then we would just run away. It's like Santa Claus. But I brought my nieces and nephews with me, and then they grew up to be our volunteer team. And so they were actually the inspiration for me as well to start Woods and Books.
See?
And other than joining the UP alumni thing, our former little one who used to give gifts on Christmas Day, she has volunteered to help out our booth.
Oh, you're talking to the right person here, Mia. Mia is chairperson for the booth,
yes.
the expo booth.
We have, I think, 3 left, right?
Yes,
Just
we have
3
three
left,
booths open for whoever.
The booth, yes.
It depends on whose check arrives first.
Yes.
So once those,
I should find.
we're doing it on air, but
Yeah,
this is
it's
good.
okay, but I'm glad you did.
Yeah, this is good because, like you said, Mia, yes, we're bringing awareness, especially here in Vegas, where we are discouraged from planting our grasses. We are given incentives to replace grass with
Synthetic.
pebbles and
Right.
yes,
Synthetic grass.
synthetic and pebbles and stones because of the water supply we have. And it was even
Drought tolerant plants,
we do have that, but
but even that is not
it's-
encouraged.
no. So we just do the planting in our yard. So anyway, so I was just thinking about the irony there that we're in the desert and the residents crave for greens, While in Iloilo and other parts of the Philippines, we have lush vegetation, but they're being cut down to accommodate buildings and infrastructure. So it's I don't know where the balance is. But
Yeah.
anyway, that's
I think for many of us who grew up playing in the dirt or playing
Did you play in the dirt, Mia?
Of course.
Did you climb trees?
I couldn't climb trees.
Did you roll in the grass?
Oh,
No,
yes, I did.
Yeah. You
So
should-
I think if you had that childhood experience, you take it with you, however old you go,
Uh-huh.
and you grow, and then you want it for others too because you had such fun.
Yes.
So these are the people who automatically respond when we say we want to have a green space. In fact, the current mayor, it's a different mayor, is wanting to establish a green space too. So it's an idea that has now become popular in Iloilo. So maybe now is the time to again go out and say, okay, so now that we know the value of conservation and
Oh,
keeping our
yes.
areas, if you just let us borrow this green area, we'll do it all for you. That's really what
Yeah.
we want.
Wow, ang galing, galing.
Have a team on the back burner, but I believe in cosmic or divine timing. When it's all right, then it's all right.
It's all right. It's all right. Yay. So, we have a few minutes left. Dry.
Right.
Would you be able to read a little bit for us? Story time.
Story time.
I'd like to thank you both and everybody else there in your own community for having me. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, and we were just talking about focus and concentration. So this is one of my favorite books that I read to my kids early in the year. When they're done with, how you do your roll call and I call their name and they say present. And then I read this like 2 or 3 weeks in, and it's called What Does It Mean to Be Present? And it's written by Rana Diorio. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right. And it's illustrated by Eliza Wheeler.
Okay, story time on air.
All right. What does it mean to be present? There's the title page. Okay. What does it mean to be present? Does it mean showing up in class? No. Does it mean sharing something at show and tell? No.
No.
Does it mean wrapping yourself up like a
Ooh.
present? No. Being present means listening carefully when other people are speaking. That's being present. Noticing when someone needs help and taking the time to give them the help they need. Focusing on what's happening now instead of thinking about what's next. Children always do that. Appreciating what you have, even if what someone else has seems better. Waiting patiently for your turn. Treating each new experience as an opportunity and understanding that making mistakes is how we learn and grow. Being grateful for your family and friends and telling them so. Savoring each bite of your delicious food. Cuddling with your puppy and enjoying how soft and wriggly he feels. Relishing the warmth of the sun and the sound of the rain. Feeling the sand between your toes, watching the rolling waves, smelling the briny seaweed, listening to the seagulls and tasting the ocean's healthy spray. Allowing the rhythm of your breath in and out, in and out, to make you feel peaceful. closing your eyes and being still enough to hear your inner voice. Being present means living in the moment. It means realizing that yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, today is a gift. That's why we call it the present. That's when we say in our class every morning. So tell your friends what it means to be present and spread the word. When we're all present, life can be much richer, fuller, and happier. The end.
The end. Woo! It's so nice to be back in class.
Yes. Speaking of story time, my younger kids, I was a stay-at-home mom for 7 years, and my kids grew up in story time every week. So we developed friends in story time, and they're all grown up now. So I'm gonna call on them to contribute all the books that they've collected books too. So yeah.
Oh, that's
Thank
so
you
sweet.
very much.
Yeah.
That's so sweet, Mia.
And I'm sure they've been collecting books for posterity.
Oh, yeah.
Like me.
They can-
Holding on to children's book.
Oh, they
holding
can
on to
keep-
time. Yeah.
They can keep what
Yeah.
they really love.
I know, but yeah, we have books
Uh-huh.
that we keep only for posterity.
Yes.
And yeah, so yeah, we'll just donate it for good use.
That's so sweet.
So now I'm thinking who would be the lucky people who
Yes, yes.
receive this much loved books.
Yes. Yes.
That's also the magic of Woods and Books, because we get to know strangers. Sometimes we don't know who they are, but we just trust that we're planting seeds,
Yes, we are planting seeds.
and then they will grow somewhere, and then perhaps they will come back.
Yes.
They're in high school now and middle school. So
That's so
yeah, we've
nice.
developed friendship through the years too.
So nice.
Have a library, we can have storytelling.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Okay. Oh my goodness. It's now a minute before 1 o'clock. So what would be your final words, Doray, to our
What would be
audience?
my final words? Well, read, read, read. Okay? Because you will actually lead and succeed if you read.
Oh, I like that. You will lead and succeed if you read.
Wow.
So read, read, read.
My final word is so apt from Donalyn Miller. You are not done with a book until you pass it on to another reader.
Awesome. Grabe.
Grabe.
You see?
Grabe talaga.
No, thank you very much.
Thank you. Miss Dora.
Thank you so much, Miss Doray.
A privilege and an honor. Thank you.
Thank
Our
you.
honor.
Yes.
Happy birthday to your
Kuya
friend.
Yo.
Happy birthday,
Yes,
Kuya
Happy
Yo.
birthday, Kuya Yo. Thank you, Doray.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday in advance to all of us.
Oh, happy
too.
birthday.
So, bye. So, my phone number, if you want to give your books, is 702-498-6185. And just give me a text, and we'll arrange for the pickup or delivery of the books. So, thank you very much. See you next week. Bye, everyone. Bye, Doray.
Bye.
Heading to Las Vegas? Thinking of buying, selling, or investing in real estate? From City View Lofts, high rises, lakefront villas, mountain view homes, and all types of residential properties Vegas has to offer. Follow Mia to the road of your dreams to home ownership. Call 702-281-9063 or visit www.benjaminamiacasino.com. Mia is also on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. With Mia Casino, you can be sure you get real estate with integrity.